Howdy, howdy, Sudevil here, and welcome to the explanation and overview of the upcoming YouTuber tournament. I just wanted to go over the rules, some of the things, so the pools, who will be playing who basically, and give that overview, and then in a few, I'll make another video going over the matchups specifically, and then some of the research, I guess, that I've gone into the armies that I'm going to bring, and I'll break those down as well. The 14 YouTubers are all in the promotional video that I put up, and you can also see a promotional video on ShadowOnlineGaming's channel. That's who's hosting this tournament, organizing. The guy's amazing. Go over there and subscribe. That's where you'll get all the action from every game. On my channel, you'll get my games specifically and some updates here and there. I wanted to go over, we're going to be using the King's Cup rules, but first I'll go over the pools. So the tournament is going to be set up into two pools, Pool A and Pool B, with 6 players in each, or 7 rather, because there's 14 players, and the top 4 will go on to a single elimination knockout. So you'll play one game against each of the players in your pool, and when you go to the single elimination knockout, it's 3 games for each match to decide it. So for the pools, in my pool, I have Turin, who is amazing, awesome, top tier player. You know, top 50, top 1. He's amazing. I love his channel actually, because he loves the dwarves too. If you love dwarf content, and if you're here, you do. Turin loves the dwarfs as well. We have Janet on occasion, who is another top tier player, plays in some tournaments, has a really great lore play series with the Empire. Love his channel and his commentary. We have Black Iron Battles, which I had done a 2v2 with, and Black Iron Battles is a really great guy. I had a good conversation with him. He taught me a lot about the game already. We have Ragnarok Total War, who is a campaign player, and I will say people who are exclusively campaign players in a multiplayer tournament are at a really big disadvantage for sure. It's gonna be rough for those guys for sure. I think, you know, you never know. They can pull out and, you know, you get the right matchup and that can work out. We also have Jet R, who is also a campaign player. And finally in my pool we have the host, Shadow Online Gaming. Now in Pool B, we have the Gobbo King, who is an online player. He does analysis as well. He's made an online multiplayer guide. You know, technically minded research, a really interesting guy. We have Dov Plays, again, top 100 player, very, very strong on meta builds. His channel is full of really great content. John Ton, who runs a channel with, I can't remember the name of the other guy, but they're called Total Brohammer. Fantastic, great player as well, top 100. Lore Master of Sotek, who is really made his name in the lore videos he's done, which are fantastic. I really love him, but he's been playing a lot of multiplayer and he's actually really good. I was watching some of his games, and because usually I just watch his lore videos, but he's quite a good multiplayer player, and he's getting better. He's playing in tournaments and stuff like that. We have also Deacon TW, Deacon Total War. Deacon is a campaign player solely. He doesn't play multiplayer. But I know that when Shadow asked around, you know, Shadow's a great guy. He asked, do you want to play in this tournament? Now, the tournament is structured so that you can't play a race more than once. So I'm going to have to play non-Dowie factions. And I was talking to Deacon, I said the same thing as Deacon. I said, well, you know, I'm probably not going to do very well in this tournament, but if you need me, I'll play. And he said, you're playing. I'm like, all right, I'll play. Same with Deacon. Deacon Total War is a campaign player only, and he has a wide range of campaigns. Like, if you want to see different campaigns, he is fantastic for that. Zardar Total Warrior, primarily campaign player, but he's been playing a lot of multiplayer as well. And I had a lot of practice matches with Zardar. We get along like peas and carrots, and his micro is actually quite good, and he's quite a good player but he spans the campaign and the multiplayer. That's really, multiplayer and campaign are two different games. They are completely different. And finally, we have Scabs Gaming. And Scabs Gaming, if you haven't gone to his channel and you like the campaign aspect of my channel, go see his channel. It's awesome. He has great commentary. He runs legendary campaigns just like I do, and Zardar runs legendary. I mean, this is a fantastic group. So that's Group B, Group A and Group B. So I'll be facing Turin, Janet on occasion, Black Iron Battles, Ragnarok, Total War, and Jet R, and Shadow Online Gaming. And the other Group B is Gobbo King, Dav Plays, John Ton, Loremaster of Sotek, Deacon, Zardar, and Scabs. Now, as far as the rules go, again, I said you can't play a race more than once. So you have to pick your races. And Shadow also made, I'll go over to the actual rules. It was just the King's Cup army limits. But Shadow also said we're going to use these rules, and we had to submit our armies by round. So round one, you have to play, you submit, you're going to play Empire or Lizardmen or whatever, and everybody does that. And then once everyone is submitted by round, we know who we're going to be playing in each round, so we could select who we're going to bring against which person. But who you're playing is not revealed until everybody else has their matchups in, which we do, and which I'll do a video about. So you submit who you're playing before you know who the other guy's playing. So you just, whoever you got. So you can have some matchup problems, which is really interesting. In that, if you pick a faction that's weak against another, even if you're a better player, you're gonna have struggle against that. So it's actually really interesting. So the rules for the King's Cup army limits, which are actually a really good set of rules. They're meant to make the tournament interesting, fun, not too kitey, or there's no draws and stuff like that. But we'll basically go, you must have at least 250 models in your army. So no armies that are 14 heroes or something like that, or 14 single unit entities. Summons do not count towards army limits. You're only allowed to bring 3 total lords and heroes, 1 lord and 2 heroes, of which a maximum of 2 spellcasters or rune smiths can be brought. A lord is not a hero, but can be a spellcaster. A wizard with no spells does not count as a spellcaster. The Tombblade of Archon is banned. If you take this item, you will automatically lose that game. So that's a pretty powerful item. So it's banned in this format. You are allowed to bring duplicate lores of magic, but not duplicate spells. So for example, you can bring a Red Duke and Raise Dead and a Necromancer with Invocation of a Heck. You can only bring one ability or spell that immobilizes enemy units. For example, the Tormentor Sword, Net of Amantok, or for the Temple Hoff of Luminarch, or Effigy of the Git. These types of things. You can only bring one hard CC crowd control, which is going to stop your opponent. You may bring up to 6 units with Parthenon Shot. So that's a unit that can fire in a 360-degree radius while moving. This does not include lords or heroes. So help reduce kiting builds. Regiments of Renown count towards the unit limit of their base unit, i.e. Warriors of Dragonfire Pass count as Dwarf Warriors. So if you bring 5 Dwarf Warriors, you can't then bring the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, because that would count as 6. So the standard limit sizes for the units are 5 each. You may not spend more than 4,600 gold on a single unit card before chevrons with over 45 models. So you can't, if you wanted to bring Ironbreakers, you couldn't bring 4 units of Ironbreakers, because that would be 4,800. It'd be over there. Or you can't bring 5 units of Slayers. Actually, you might be able to. No, you can't. So that type of thing. Basically, you have a top limit on each unit, and the total number of each unit is your limit. So the median limit size, you may not spend more than 4,600 on a single unit card before chevrons. Units with 2 to 45. Small limit size, 2 each. All single model entities, you can have 2 each. All single model entities, all units that is only 1 model. So heroes, spiders, giants, treemen, etc. are all 1 model. Mounts count towards single entity units. So you cannot have a forest dragon mount and 2 more forest dragons. You could have a forest dragon mount for your hero, or your hero or your lord, and 1 more forest dragon. Kolek counts as a Shaggoth. You cannot have Kolek and 2 Shaggoths. Durthu counts as a tree man. You cannot have Durthu and 2 tree men. Carnosaur mounts and Grimlock count as the same as a feral Carnosaur. All dragons count as the same unit, meaning you can have 2 total dragons in an army. Period. Monster cap, so maximum of 3 single entity monsters of any kind. This includes character mounts, monsters whose unit card does not say monster but which are clearly monsters, i.e. Cygors or Stegodons. This also applies to single entity war machines, steam tanks, doom wheels, gyro bombers, 3 total. Screaming bells, plague furnaces, and cauldrons of blood are also classed as war machines. Other single entities are not subject to this rule. And finally, super weapons. So the Mortis Engine, Luminarch, Steam Tank, Star Dragon, including mounts, Carnosaurs, mounts only, all horseless chariots, Plague Furnace, Doom Bell, Cauldron of Blood, Cygor, Necrosphinx, and Hero Titan. These above rules are broken down by factions. So that's the rule, the basic rule. So I'm going to just go to the Tomb King so you can see how this breaks down. You can see this all online as well. So for Tomb Kings, limited to 5 skeleton warriors, skeleton spears. You can have 5 skeleton warriors and 5 skeleton spears and 5 Nekar warriors. Tomb guards with halberds are different. Skeleton archers, bats, dogs, crypt ghouls. And limited to 4 skeleton horsemen, Nekar horsemen, etc., etc. When we get down to limited to 2, you can have 2 tomb scorpions or 2 Cambrian war sphinxes. Super weapons, you can have 1 of these only, or 1 of each, Necrosphinx and Hero Titan. The monster limit, 3 total of these may be in your army. So super weapons, you can only have 1 of each of these, but you can have a Tomb Scorpion, a Hero Titan, and a Necrosphinx, or a Cambrian War Sphinx as a mount, a Hero Titan and a Necrosphinx, and Parthenon Shot, Skeleton Horseman Archers. You can have only 6 of these, and Skeleton Archer Chariots. So those are the rules for the King's Cup. This is an interesting tournament. It's all YouTubers, so it's fun in that I've already met a lot of the guys, and they're a really fantastic group of people. Fun kind of tournament to play in. I'm definitely reticent. I only ever played the dwarfs, and I've been practicing non-dwarf factions, and it is tough. I'm gonna tell you right now, my kid, this is way out of my comfort zone. You know, running cavalry and magic and flyers. You know, I've done gyrocopters, but it is really, really hard. I did a quick run on quick battles. I ran 22 battles with non-dwarf units or non-dwarf factions just to see who I would like, or who, you know, I thought, well, maybe I'll make a non-dwarf faction feel kind of like a dwarfy army, and just tried to test out Empire and Bretonia and see what they were like. I played 22 matches and won 2 and lost 20. So I've got my work cut out for me. You know, I'm the oldest person in the whole tournament by quite a bit. There's a lot of kids that are half my age, which is, you know, it's kind of neat. Not that if, not that if I was young I would do better significantly, because I definitely put a lot more effort into research and planning and think about my army, and that's how I tend to make up the skill gap when I go and play. And particularly, I just love the dwarfs. So I've got a lot of work ahead of me, a lot of research to look at the matchups, to see what units are good against what, to come up with a plan for each battle, and I will share that with you all so you can go through my thought process of the 6 battles that I have ahead of me. I'm honestly, looking at that, I'm only going to be able to play the dwarfs once. So I figure maybe I'll get 1 win, 5 losses type of thing. It's playing non-dwarf factions is really hard, so don't be too hard on me. I'm going to do my very best. I'm going to plan as hard as I can. I'm going to really focus on developing a plan and looking at my opponents and thinking about the armies, and I'm going to put in my absolute very best effort to play non-dwarf armies. But it's going to be really rough. So anyways, hope you found that video interesting. Definitely love the comments. Put your comments down below. Discuss what you think of the tournament. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys and Hope you enjoy the tournament. Go and subscribe to those other channels. First, Shadow Online Gaming. Go subscribe to his channel. You'll get all the action, all the rounds. And if you haven't subscribed to anyone on this list, I would definitely recommend you go do it for the tournament, because this is a very unique tournament. You're going to be able to see the tournament cast by Shadow. Then you're going to be able to go and see the tournament cast by each player, which is going to be fascinating. Very, very interesting to see three different perspectives on a game. And you can look at the matchups beforehand, what you think, and then look at the breakdown after, which is, I think, is going to be fascinating for people that are on my channel who like analysis, or are really thoughtful and consider the way matchups work and units work and really love that analysis part. You guys are going to love it. So go subscribe to all 14 channels, I would say, so you can get that perspective, which I think will be super interesting, and I can't wait myself to see it all. So have any questions, put them down below. I am going to keep the videos coming. I'm going to go over the specific matchups that I have, faction versus faction, and start thinking about how my armies are going together and these sorts of things, and talk a little bit about all of that. So again, that's all I have for now. I will see you soon.